Hi, and welcome back to Realistic Sustainability Educational Shorts. Not really sure if this fits the criteria of an educational short, but with fall creeping up, I wanted to talk to everybody about their home gardens. Maybe some of you guys who did do them, but mostly to you who didn't. For those of you who manage home gardens, you may know most of what I'm about to talk about. But for those who don't, I kind of want to make a brief case for you. Homegrown, locally sourced regional food are very, very important to the future of sustainability. I don't think people quite understand kind of our need for these foods that are not regional or seasonal, that we want year round, how bad that's a problem for sustainability. It's one of the reasons why I worked so hard on the Edible Landscape Project. It helps people know what real food tastes like. Food that wasn't necessarily picked green and then shipped here, so that by the time it got here, it was ripe. Tends to taste like water more than anything. There's a difference in the taste. I work on these projects so people can see how easy it is to get food right from your own ground or from your own city. The closer it comes from, the better it is for sustainability. Now, bringing you back to home gardens. If you have the space, start small. I know a lot of people say, well, I kill plants. Well, try again. It never hurts to control some of your own food sources. You might be surprised of the results, or just the taste. Simply start with something very basic, maybe some leaf lettuce, or grow some bush green beans. They're pretty robust. They're kind of hard to kill. As long as you're not hitting them with the mower, you're generally fine. And they produce a ton of beans. Don't worry, if you grow too many, you can always blanch them and freeze them and enjoy them year round, or just give them away. People eat green beans. Lots of people eat green beans. We have a share stand here. You might have one in your town. Just drop them off. Give them to a neighbor. Give them to a family member. What a cheap and easy way to create a kindness. You're just giving some food away for free, and it didn't really cost you much of anything. There isn't a substitution for growing your own food. It really is kind of this self-rewarding thing. Even if you live in an apartment, you can simply grow your greens right up on a windowsill. Maybe your herbs that you really enjoy can be there too. You'll start to save money on things that you already were buying, and they taste so much better. I know, I keep beating that into the ground, but it's true. It tastes better. It has more flavor. And that's not all that gardens do. Gardens are very therapeutic. When you get your hands in the dirt, you feel connected. It's something we've all done long before the digital age. Grandma and Grandpa did it all the time. You'll feel it again when you're doing it. It's exercise. I always joke around, I'm a big guy. Well, it's one of those things I can do that help me out a little bit. I might have a chair. I might have raised beds, but I still have to go out and do it. It gets me outside with fresh air and with my hands in the dirt. It makes me feel good, and the exercise doesn't hurt. It taps into those caregiver genes. After a while, you'll start to care if that plant is doing well. And usually, because you care, it does. And then last, if you have kids, it's a great way to spend time with them. And you're passing on a skill that they'll never forget. They'll always have available. Now, do I expect a bunch of teenagers to go out and plant a bunch of plants? Probably not. But as they get older and they have their own property, they just might. They just might choose to. Home gardens do a ton of different things for all of us. On the sustainability side, the therapeutic thing is important, but that regional food thing is more. The less we buy from the grocery store, from sources that were not local, the better it is for sustainability. So, if you have one green bean plant, I'm telling you, a bush green bean plant will supply your family with green beans for the whole summer. You grow 2 or 3, you'll be handing some out. So think about that for a minute. And you don't have to till up an acre, just a couple of large plant pots. We see it in our city now. Some of the businesses don't have land and they kind of want to join that Edible Landscape Project. They just get big potters and put in a plant, maybe a pepper plant or just some greens. You can do the same. So let's say last you don't want to do it. You're going, Mike, I can't grow a thing. It isn't going to happen. Well, let me take this opportunity to remind you others have. Take some of those free things your friends are trying to give you and use it for a meal. Stop at those share stands. Those things don't exist for just dumping off the food if no one takes it. It's very important that both sides of that are covered. People drop off and others take it. If you don't have it, go get it. It's still better to get it from a share stand than it is a grocery store. You can also purchase from roadside stands. I know there's always a few people who think the worst of others and will always try to go to a store. But in most cases, it's just a local farmer or a person who has a reasonable sized farm making a few extra dollars in the summer. There's even a time where it's really just making enough money to do it again next year. So you can always get some of your fruits and vegetables from those stands. And if none of those are appealing to you, then hit the locals farmers market. Food has to come regionally. Over time, we're either going to make that change on our own or be forced on us. So we might as well start planning now. In the farmer's market, good place to get food. Maybe next year you'll plant something small. Maybe you'll try it. In case you're wondering, I'm tricking you. You start planting a few things, next year you'll plant a few more. It's like a gateway drug. We have a great time with the plants in our property. And now I have a great time with the plants all over the city. Eating food you grew or feeding your family with this locally sourced food has never been healthier and never been needed more. Thank you so much for listening to this show. If you like this one, share it with a friend or on social media. We really appreciate you just joining and spending a little bit of your time listening to us. If you want to help Realistic Sustainability, click a follow, write a comment, and give us a 5-star review. Whenever you're clicking on us on your favorite podcast platform, it helps us out tremendously. So the more you do on our name, the better it is. And last, if you really feel like this show brings value to your life and you want to choose to support Realistic Sustainability in a more financial way, you can go to greeningyourlife.org/podcast or simply search Realistic Sustainability on Anchor FM. Those are places that you can support us. And we always appreciate it. And in case you're wondering, everybody who donates, it goes back into the show one way or another. Again, we really appreciate all of your support. And remember, we only get together each week to get a little bit better. Little bit, big bit. Thank you again for listening, and we'll see you next week.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, this is Mike, co-host of Realistic Sustainability, the podcast, which you probably already know, but I'm also the author of A Beginner's Guide to Greening Your Life. That was the book that led to our Facebook page, our Facebook group, and, well, even this show. It offers tips on promoting your positive footprint while decreasing your carbon footprint. So if you want to read what started all of this, get A Beginner's Guide to Greening Your Life, available on Amazon, eBay, Etsy, or just visit greeningyourlife.org for more information. Thank you for joining the sustainable movement and promoting a greener future.